Hi, this is Peter Hugh with Hugh Lighting Design, and today on What's Current, we'll be talking about hospitality design.
So in terms of hospitality, would you say that the standard hotel room model is dead?
Yes and no. I think that cynically, once things return to whatever you want to call normal, are there people and are there approaches that will want to exactly go back to the way it was? Yes, there are. In fact, that's just realistic fact. There are those who will want to go back to, 2019, and this is what it is. And then there are those that are going to want to learn from this because it might be this was a good trial run and there might be something else down the road and we don't want to get burned again. So I don't think there is a definitive answer of yes and no because I think that both are going to be put in play.
How do you see the future of hospitality design?
One of the things that talking to clients, owners, and looking at the way jobs are approaching, and even the way that we started looking at it, is hospitality and hotel don't necessarily mean the same thing, but for this purpose, I will refer to them similarly, are going to take on a little more of a multi-function use in some respects. I've heard models talked about where the food and beverage gets reduced more. People may not want to stay in the bar or the hotel, and maybe the establishment starts to develop a relationship with nearby businesses, so that you can then go to restaurants on that block, so to speak, and still charge it to your room. So that it opens up that much more space within their building, but allows them to become a little bit more sense of community and gives you additional offerings. Similarly, I can see a lot of the guest rooms being turned into work suites. We all talk about the WeWork type of stuff and all that, but they might start taking a couple rooms on a particular floor and allowing them to become true work suites that people can use in there. So that if there's a convention going on and for whatever reason someone doesn't want to partake, they can go to one of these suites and video in or use it for working and so forth. So it takes the idea of the business center to a whole nother level again as well. Of course, check-in had honestly began to shift already even before COVID. You start to see more electronic check-in and online check-in and so forth. I think that's something that isn't necessarily going to be COVID driven. I think it's just more of COVID accelerated that's going to happen. Now, I think the room keys are going to be on your phones. I do think more menu options and things are going to be on your phones. I think that these are things, again, that were already pre-COVID, but are only going to be accelerated even more so.
In your opinion, do you see the public amenities disappearing when it comes to hospitality?
No. I don't. I think, again, there are going to be those places that will say, this is our formula, this is our standard, this is what we do. And there are guests who go to particular brands or particular types because that's what they're used to. Then there are going to be other places that are going to say, well, no, we're going to, again, I use the word evolve, but try and change a little bit. And part of that is going to be where the facility becomes more community outreach. That maybe the ballroom, for instance, is no longer just a ballroom. Perhaps it's also now a community center. Certain amenities within the space are open to the public more. Maybe the fitness centers, or again, maybe the hotel incorporates a WeWork or work suites type of environment that allows people to come in. Because now you have the advantage of food and beverage, and you have the advantage of potentially parking and so forth in there. So I think that I can see a shift going towards more of a community outreach involvement offerings. So that in the event that something like this, hopefully not, occurs, they become more of a service and they don't depend just on travelers. They can also become a benefit to the locals.
What would you say is the most overlooked space in terms of hospitality today?
I guess I'll answer that question sort of by the process of elimination. The first walk-in registration entry is usually your first impression. So that's something that usually gets a lot of attention paid to it. Certainly, things like the restaurants, bars, lounges are elements that people want to hang and so forth, so they get a lot of attention put onto them. Certain key amenities, whether it be the pool or the fitness, not as much, but they are what I call selling points. The suites are certainly a big deal. So by the process of elimination, circulation actually becomes the most blown off element, is getting you to all these places. So if the circulation spaces, if the corridors, the grand stair becomes more of an event, or it becomes more of a moment. So as I'm walking along, perhaps there's more art gallery. Maybe there's more of an experiential type of design element to it, so that I want to walk to the next place. I don't want to take the elevator. I have elements of enjoying the path. Those are things that get blown off right now that I think I can see being put more in play down the road.
Thanks for tuning in today to Watts Current. Hit that subscribe button below for more content. Cubs or Sox?
Socks.
Rum or whiskey?
Rum every day.
Ocean or mountains?
Give me the beach.
Buffett or Marley?
I'm in Margaritaville.
DC or Marvel?
With the exception of Batman, I'll take Marvel.
A New Hope or The Empire Strikes Back? Is that what you said? I must have now, but
I have no idea what A New Hope is. There is only Star Wars. And I will take Star Wars.